pretty quiet out there in Radio Land, K6MYC.
K6MI 711.
Oh, hi, John. By golly, first day I've heard you in a couple of weeks where you sounded really clean and pure. What did you do?
I don't know. The radio just does what it wants to do whenever it wants to.
Okay, well, we got your 712 in here anyway. Good to hear you. And are you putting up with the cold?
Yeah, it's cold out. Yeah, it was nice for a little bit in the afternoon. K6MI.
Well, nice is relative. I don't think it got above 55 here, if that. But it was the sun was decent if you stood in it, and could get enough of it on you. Anyway, yeah, it's. I got 2.1 inches of rain over the last day or so, so not too bad. And I got a couple of puddles in my ponds. Over.
Ah, very good. Yeah, wet out here. It's 17 degrees up on the mountain, and it's still snowing, 80-mile-per-hour winds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably a lot of snow up there. I talked to Phil up here in Twainhart this morning, and he said he had 2 feet of snow. He was on generator power since yesterday morning, so the whole county is out up there because of the snow.
Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
982, Charlie Echo Fox, Darrell, actually, backwards, right?
That's right.
And if it's cold here, it's colder there.
It's cold. We did have sunlight, though, for a little bit today, like you said.
We had enough sun to get my batteries charged up full today, so it was pretty good. We got a little bit hazy toward the end of the day, but by the time 3 o'clock come, I had 92% in the battery, so we were close to full. I don't know if it got higher than that, but it should have. There's still sun out there and light on the panel, so who knows. Anyway, it did recover from the day before. The day before, I only I never got past 50%.
Well, I fully expect to see a little bit of snow on the ground in the morning.
Oh, I don't know. Is it supposed to rain again?
Something's supposed to happen tonight.
Okay, I heard it wasn't going to rain tonight, but maybe I just got the wrong report. Judy may have mentioned that I'm another area, maybe. Anyway, good to hear you.
Right back at you, and we'll have to see who else is out there.
KM6 SRR, number 432 and 1200.
That's sure raining. Sure really raining.
Hi, Rob.
How you doing, Darrell?
Yeah, good evening, Rob.
Yeah, I need to go finish my dinner down there, but I came up to get started here. I think you called John 712. He's 711.
I didn't say, well, I might have said it. I was probably thinking about Kerry at the same time. I know Kerry's number went through my head, and I thought to myself, well, Kerry was almost in the same time when John got his number, 712 and 711, but I might have said it by accident. I got it written down right, I guarantee. Anyway, that was, yeah. John was in here, and I think the next one was 982, especially. Not a big list yet this evening.
Whiskey 6 Pop Echo 620.
We could have used you last night, Mike. Where were you?
Last night, see, that was Tuesday. I don't have my new antenna put together and up in the air yet, and that's probably not going to happen till the snow and ice melts away, and we got more snow on the way.
Oh, did you get snow already?
Yeah, we got about 8 inches was on the ground this morning, and there's more snow coming down tonight and tomorrow, and I think the next day.
Yeah, I heard that it was supposed to rain pretty much up till Friday and maybe through Friday. I don't know. Anyway, well, that's too bad. You've got snow up there, but I guess it's better. Holds the water a little longer. We did not get snow here. At least I wasn't awake to see it. If it came down, it didn't stay. Wouldn't doubt that there might have been a flake or two on the way down, but it never made it.
Yeah, it was a little bit above freezing for a good part of yesterday, so a lot of the snow melted on the way down, but there was still 8 inches of it left when I checked this morning. So, yep, and I guess it's supposed to be about that much come tomorrow. So, oh well, we'll see. It's hard to tell. The weatherman's kind of a crapshoot.
Well, we know it's snowing when we see white stuff on the rock. I think somebody else was in there. Was that you, Tony?
Yeah, Roger. Alpha Juliet 6, Papa Delta 1237.
Okay, we got you 1237. Good evening to you. And I guess you're, did you get any snow last night?
Yeah, we had a little bit of snow earlier and some light hail today.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get any hail or any snow here, but I'll take what we got and be happy with it.
Hey, Mike, I think we also heard Ron in there, KJ6TYO. And I want to say hello to Michael, W6PE. Good to hear you on the Aries Net tonight there, Michael. KM6SR, back to net.
All right. Well, good to hear you on the net tonight as well, Rob. So glad you checked in. W6PE.
KK6ZKE 704.
Yeah, good evening. Let me get KK6ZKE. I got you, Terry. Hang on a second, and let me get. I didn't hear Ron. Ron, make a little more noise, and we'll see if we can hear you there. I'm also hearing the guys in LA there. KJ6TYO, K6MYC.
Yes, sirree. KJ6TYO 1009, and out of the hospital and back out here, but not for too long. Gotta be careful.
What were you doing in the hospital? Was this intentional?
I got oh my God, cellulitis on my foot.
Out here in the high desert, looking over into the Central Valley there.
Had big old giant blisters the size of silver dollars on it, and
Bozo Net,
yeah, it was pretty bad. Infectious disease was looking at it.
KG6 USS, I believe, is in here. Stand by. We're talking to a local here. We'll be right with you.
The Fresno Community Hospital downtown there, and yeah, went in on a Friday and got out the week after on a Saturday, just in time for Valentine's Day.
Okay, well, I missed some of that because we had the guys in Southern California and they were stronger. Just give me a quick recap. What put you in the hospital in just a few words, Ron?
Cellulitis. I got cellulitis, so it messes up the skin really bad and puts blisters on it.
Oh boy, I don't even know what it is. So you get blisters on your skin and you get a fever or anything else. Why do they put you in the hospital for that?
Well, they kind of thought it might be flesh-eating disease, and like disease control had to get involved and kind of put me in one of those special rooms with the special ventilation, and everybody had to gown up and glove up and mask up.
But it turned out to be just a simple case of cellulitis, huh?
Yep, that is correct, but one of the worst cases they've seen.
Well, that's weird. What triggers that?
Well, it could be the stuff that I'm working with. They say, they asked me if I got stepped on anything, anything went through my boot. Did I break the skin? Did something get on it? Did I get bit by a spider? Do I have cats and dogs? And none of it, I didn't see any of that happening.
I'll be darned. Well, that's sure a shame, but we're good to have you back. We sort of missed you because but sometimes you don't make it in here too many days of the week, so I didn't think anything of it, but we're sure happy to hear you're on the mend there and coming back to normal. Let me put you on hold a second and pick up the guys in Southern California and exchange a few Bozo numbers back and forth here. Down to you, John, KG6USS, K6MYC, Bozo 47.
Okay, Mike, got you in here and got you logged in. Anybody else out that way?
KG6USS from Kilo 6, Mike Italy. Good signals tonight, number 711.
Wow, your signal got all garbled there. Who was that? What was the Bozo number?
Yeah, all of a sudden you went garbled, John. That was K6 Mexico, Italy, 711.
Copy, 711. Wow, yeah, the signal got real garbled there on me.
That's really weird, John. You started out clean as a whistle, and yet by the third word it was going garbled, and by the end it was unreadable.
I'll be darned. Okay.
Sorry about that, but you're checked in down there anyway. Thanks for coming in. We were okay on that transmission.
Anybody else out there in the Central Valley want to try and check in with me? It's bad path tonight.
KB6RQU, Bozo 61.
Hi, 61.
Okay, got you, 61. How you doing out there tonight?
Boy, trying to stay warm.
Tell me a story, brother. I got that fireplace roaring in the house there, copy?
Oh, yeah, that's where I'd be.
Yeah, well, I got a little shack out here with a jet engine for a heater, so. All right, well, thanks for checking in over here on the Southern California side.
Okay, 73.
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I'll give it a try there, John. I'm not sure if you can hear me, haha. KG6USS, KM6SR, number 432, over.
Oh, Rob, I got you in here pretty good there, buddy. Thanks for checking in. Did you look up my email address?
Not sure. I think I've got it on our Bozo list. We just don't make it public.
Yeah, well, I had to change my email address, so look it up on my QRZ page there. I updated it. I got hacked, so I need to have you change that in the system so I get emails from the club there, copy.
Yeah, you reminded me about you got hacked. I think I did change it. I looked it up on QRZ and made a change in the Bozo list that I have. So we just don't publish the emails because it's too easy for people to start using them and abusing them. We just use it if we have to call you guys or send something out.
Yeah, go ahead and send me a text so I make sure I get it and I can get you logged in on my whitelist there. But anyway, hey, thanks for checking in, Rob. Appreciate it.
Okay, John. Anybody else for John down there in the high desert?
Pretty quiet. We don't have AAJ, and we don't have Alpha Sugar, and we don't have a few others here. We're a little short-handed tonight, John, over.
Yeah, like I say, the path is pretty rough tonight there, so. All right, we'll break it off and we'll go back to my night control down here in Southern California. You guys stay warm, stay safe. KG6USS, on high desert.
How you doing, Rick? KB6RQU, KM6SR. Good to hear you there.
Hey, Rob, good to hear you too there. I'm doing just fine here.
All right, you're sounding good. That time you overpowered John there. I guess he changed over to vertical.
Are you using a different radio, Rick? It sounds much different than normal.
No, it's the same junk.
Okay, well maybe you set the audio gain and the compression differently. It's very nice and clean. Go ahead.
No, that's good, but it's doing it by itself.
Oh, good. You trained it correctly then.
Yes, I just get the receive to work better.
Good. Okay, well, let's see. N6SWR, Ben, are you in here tonight?
Hey, Mike, Ben mentioned that there should be a couple other guys, I think from Bakersfield Aries group that's got some vertical or horizontal antennas are going to try to check into us.
Well,
SHI, Southern California.
somebody in Southern California, that's all we heard. Who was it in Southern California? Go ahead. This is K6MYC.
Hey, Mike, I hear you, number 47. This is Kilo, November 6th, Sierra Hotel, India, Southern California.
A little weak on that one. I missed your number and your call. I missed the number and the call. Over. Did you get it, Rob?
Yeah, that's KN6SHI. He's one of the net controls down there.
Now, he was okay in the beginning, but I missed it. What was his number?
I didn't catch it. I was trying to look it up here, but I had some other stuff on my computer.
Okay, I'll wait for you to tell me. Anybody else in here? How about you, Kerry? KC5D2U, are you here? N6BYH?
K6US.
K6 Uniform Sugar in the group. K6MYC, good evening, Aaron.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the gang. Yeah, K6US 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Gotcha.
SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
6VON, 1040.
Oh, KE6VON 1040. Good evening, Aaron.
Good evening.
This week has gotten all screwed up with the rain, and I haven't had. It turns out we put a new battery in the tractor, the lawnmower that we were going to bring over for a new transmission, and all of a sudden the damn thing's working fine now. Over.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not the transmission. It's probably something really simple. And being that it's so cool out right now, everything's grabbing up and working okay. But yeah, no, don't fix it if it's not broke. So, but no worries. I've been all messed up this week anyways. I haven't got nearly anything done that I plan to get done.
Yeah, well, no worries. I'll hang on to it and keep running it until it starts to act up again. Frank's pretty sure it's just because it's running better because of the cold weather. The clutch is probably slips a lot more when it's really hot. Anyway, I used it and I mowed a lot, and I got it in the hands of my my weed eater, my weed whacker lady, Amanda, and she mowed all the spots that I missed because I can't see anymore. And she said it worked fine for her as well. The only thing it doesn't do is go up and down wet, slippery hillsides because I don't have the knobbies on it. Over.
Yeah, that's normal on those. But yeah, I mean, even my old John Deere, it every now and then the transmission feels like it's slipping, and it takes a second, and then everything engages properly and works fine. And it's been doing that, so I've had that machine over 10 years now, so yeah, and I'm going to keep running it till she fully dies.
Yeah, well, this one's 25 years old, but I think the transmission is holding. It's very positive, but there doesn't seem to be any slippage. In other words, you can't ease into it. You can't just put the lever a little bit. It either goes forward or it goes backward, and it's almost at full speed. The only way you can affect it is with the clutch brake. But other than that, it's just acting very positive. It clunks into reverse, or it shifts to reverse, and you get a jerk. It didn't used to do that, but I'll take it, and we can deal with it. It's not a problem when you're riding it. So I'll keep running it, and then maybe in weather gets better in April or May or whatever, we can get it down your way. Whenever it starts to act up, it'll be a candidate to get your way. Thank you for checking in, Adam. Great to hear you. KE6VON, K6MYC.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Yeah, it could be one of those things that just when it gets warm, it starts acting up, and yeah, if it gets to the point, yeah, like I said, bring it down here, and we'll go through it, do some diagnosing on it, and maybe just give it a whole full-on service while we're at it. I'm sure it could probably use some love, but anyways, all right, I'm gonna stand by for the 10-meter net in 12 minutes. KE6VON.
Okay. Pretty sure that Ken will be here pretty soon, OIB, and he'll probably be over on the 10-meter net also. Good evening to you. KE6VON and the group K6MYC. Anybody else want to check in here? N6SWR, Bakersfield, and others. K6MYC listening.
727. Victor Bravo Golf, 971.
At 971, go ahead, Rob. There's two of you, 971. Who was the other one?
727.
727. Gotcha, Mike. And good evening to you, Dave, 971. Get that written in here. And 727 with a pen that's crapping out. Get rid of that one. Anyway, how are you doing? 727, go ahead.
Roger, Mike. Doing well. Getting a little chilly, and Bill won't be in again tonight. Still on the coast. Over.
Oh, you're the one. Okay, well, let's see. This is the... we should have Ron in here tonight. I think this is the second weekend. It's the first and third that he's always missing or something like that. So we should have Ron and Atascadero here. I can hear him, but you're also willing to point in that direction and see him. Let's see how Dave's doing up there. Dave, are you frozen to your chair?
Pretty close to it. It's awfully cold out here. Yeah, it says we're going to get snow tonight.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Darrell said he got a little snow, and they certainly got 5 inches of snow up in Oakhurst. So you were right on the border.
Yeah, we got a little bit earlier. Yeah, around noon, it was like a slushy snowball, little ones.
Yeah, we didn't get any rain today. It was clear all day. We had sun most of the day.
Yeah, I just think about Frank trying to get up and down his driveway.
Yeah. Well, he said the second day of rain, if it rains good enough, it washes all that goo off there. First day, it just makes goo. Second day, if it's a good rain, it washes the goo off, and he has all the rocks and dirt underneath it that he's got traction with, over.
Yeah, but the problem is, when it gets cold like that, the ground freezes.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite at that point, but who knows? It doesn't matter. The ground being frozen, it's easier than if it's slippery.
Yeah, it gets real slippery. Yeah, I see a lot of people can't even get out of their driveways up here when it gets like that.
Well, he could solve it if he had a couple of loads of gravel come in there and put gravel down, but that's something that'll probably get pushed off till summer or later.
Yeah, Roger, yeah. Yeah, also, let him know if you talk to him and he can't get out of there, that ash, from a fire, sprinkle it down and it'll create traction.
If he can't get out of there, what?
Ash. If he's got a bunch of ash sitting around from his fire ring or anything like that, you can sprinkle that down as instant traction.
Oh, you mean fire ash? Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if he's got enough to do any good. He's got 150 feet of slush.
Yeah, but I mean, if he gets to a point where they don't have any traction at all and he's stuck, you can throw some ash down there and get instant traction for a minute.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, no, he's just afraid of sliding off the road. And when you hit the brakes, if you don't stop, you just slide like you're on skis. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he'll be here tomorrow, but we'll find out one way or the other. I tried to call him today, but he was wherever he was, the cell didn't work.
Well, tell him I said hi next time you talk to him.
Will do. He's got the beacons up and running in good shape, and he's raised the antennas, although you don't need them to be any higher or any louder, but he's been making small improvements on the beacons on 2 meters and 432. He's got separate radios for each now, over.
Hi, Roger. Yeah. If he's much louder, he'll injure me from any other frequency.
I didn't understand about the frequency.
I said if he's much louder, he'll cover up all the rest of the frequencies in that area.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, he is loud for you. There's no doubt about it. That's got to be rock crushing for you guys. Yeah, I don't think he's running more than 10 watts, so we're going to keep him so the power level's at 10 watts. The antennas might go higher, but feed line losses will be reduced slightly. I gave him some hard line to put into place of the stuff he had on 2 meters and 432. So that'll help a little bit, but that won't make enough difference to make it crush or not crush for you. All right, let me move on here and see if we got anybody in Bakersfield. We're supposed to have a couple of new people down there in DMO 5. Let's see what we got. Good evening for now. Go in and get warm, Dave, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I got to wait for the 10-meter net, and then I'm going to close this down and go in. You're right.
Yeah, just about time.
Degrees in here right now.
Yeah, you're getting close now. 7.3. And same for you, Mike. Go over to Atascadero. If we don't get anybody else here, let's go over to Atascadero. WA6AAJ and K6MYC and the rest of the Bozo Net looking for other check-ins in the San Joaquin Valley, all the way down to Bakersfield and beyond. Over.
W60WL. W60WL.
Yeah, 719. Hi, Larry. Good to hear you. And good signal over here, of course. Nice sounding audio. How are you doing? You staying warm?
Trying to. I'm in the garage, but I'm freezing right now. I'm in the house.
Okay. What are you up to these days? You got any projects you're working on?
No, I've just been going to the plant. I go there about three-quarters of a day, and then I come home. And that's about it. I don't know.
Okay, you might raise the pitch of my audio. Let's see. You're probably hearing me pretty high-pitched. You might want to bring me down. That'll bring you up a little bit, I think, in my audio. Just a very slight amount. Larry, over.
Well, you sound pretty good over here. I don't see a problem over here. You sound pretty darn good. W60WL.
Well, I may sound good to you, but you sound a little low-pitched to me. You're down there like this, and it's hard to understand, over. Just tune it up just a tiny bit, just a 10 or 20 hertz, over.
Okay, let me do it.
I didn't hear it change. Give me 10 words or so I can hear it once you've done it.
How's this? Is this any better?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're actually a tad past it, but it's fine. You're just a tad high now in pitch, so I'm a little bit lower. But no, you're close. It sounds much more like you, over.
Good. It's really me. Good talking to you, Mike. W60WL.
Yeah, same here, Larry. Good to hear you. And I guess, I don't think, do you have a 432 capability yet?
No, this is an ICOM IC271H is what I'm talking on right now.
Okay, yeah, that's just 2 meters only. Okay. Very good. Well, one of these days you'll get a radio that can do 432, and that'd be good. Got a good signal over here. Thanks, Larry. Good to hear you. W60WL. I guess it's...
Hey, good evening, Larry. W60WL, KM6SRR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. This is the old woolly lion, W60WL.
Yep, I like the lion part for sure. Anyway, good to hear you there. Thanks for checking in.
All right, very good. I'll listen for you on the other net.
Yeah, roger. Got to get over there pretty quick.
Okay. 7-3 again, Larry. Have a good weekend coming. Should warm up a little bit by the end of the weekend, I hope. W6OWL, K6MYC, clearing QRZ for other check-ins, looking toward Bakersfield, DMO5 area, over. Not hearing anything down that way, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know when they were going to check in, but Ben said he had a couple guys interested.
Okay, well, maybe they'll check in. I don't even get Ben tonight. All right, I'm going to go over to a Atascadero and see if we can wake up Ron over there. There we are. That's pretty close, Ron. W6QUI, K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over. Maybe he's still hoi-floiding with Bill over there. Is Bill still over there, Mike? Is that where they are?
Yeah, but I don't know if he's seeing Ron. I got to get over to 10-meter net.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll see you later. Thanks for checking in here. Come back if you want. WA6AAJ, K6MYC.
Roger that.
W6QUI, K6MYC. Ron, are you there tonight? Well, when Ron ain't there, and it doesn't pay to wait around. So we're going to go right on over to, right on up to Santa Cruz here. 2 nights in a row we haven't had Tom in here. I'm not sure where Tom is. Tom, KW6S, KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net, over.
K6MYC, KW6S. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. Missed you the last couple of nights, but you said you might be iffy, although I thought you'd certainly be there on 1296, over.
Well, when I tried to check in on 222, my amp kept tripping out, and I was not able to get that to work. I could hear you, and I tried with just the transverter, but wasn't able to get your attention, I guess. And the other thing I noticed, which is making me a little concerned about the antenna being the problem rather than the coax connectors, which is usually my problem here, is that I could sweep back and forth, and you could move back and forth, or you could move your antenna up north, and I didn't notice much signal change. So I don't know what was going on here, but I've got a problem, and I haven't been able to find it yet on 222. And then just all of that going on kind of got me off of the 6-meter, and I know you were probably going to have trouble there anyway. K6MYC, KW6S.
No, I was able to point at you because I was operating from the barn here, so we were pointing at you on 6. No, I was more concerned about your 1296 signal.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I could hear you, and I kept trying to answer, but you weren't hearing me at all.
Well, I can tell you I have good ears, and normally I can work people with 10 watts. In fact, I could hear a guy with 10 watts in Mountain View last night, and KD2, whatever it's called, is Kilo Tango 2. I've forgotten Mark's call now. Anyway, he runs 10 watts in Los Altos on 1296, and I heard everybody else, even with weak signals. I heard KR6MR and places that I don't get very strong signals from. We even made contact there. So I think everything was working good on the receive side, and we listened a lot in your direction. I just did not hear a peep, over.
Yeah, I know. I could hear you calling me several times over the course of, I don't know, some period of time. And, yeah, I just wasn't able to get back to you. we were having some pretty heavy rains, but I don't want to blame those. But I'll probably, if things aren't better next week, I will start troubleshooting the 1296 antenna along with the 222. I want to make sure on 222, I want to make sure it's not just something with the amp, and because the antenna looks almost okay, and with no power, and I've got to put some oil in my my dummy load that I can run some power into and see if the amp's okay. But I don't know if I'll get to that tomorrow. Maybe I'll get to that. No, probably not Thursday. Probably Sunday or Monday. K6MYC, KW6S.
Well, you like my stuff here. I've got things broken here as well. The rotator in the house is not working right. It goes 90 degrees and stops. Doesn't go the full 360, so I had to go to the barn and do the net from the barn, and there I had a little problem in the barn. I was driving the amp too hard, or I had a little VSWR kick. I could go for a while, and then all of a sudden I kicked the amp out. But for the most part, I was able to rotate and hear everybody, and everybody said I sounded good when I had the amp on, so everything seemed to be working fine. It's just that I was dropping the amp every now and then. So it did work okay on 6. 1296 again seemed to be okay. I heard everybody in there. They weren't strong. The weakest one and the poorest station for me is Jim, W6 KM's WB6JNN, and he was readable most of the time at about Q3. Most of the time he's Q5, but he's only running 20 watts or something. If I can hear him on the backside of a hill, I sure as hell should have heard you. I'm guessing that you had a capacitive connection, so you were hearing me, but way down from normal.
Yeah, well, the amp wasn't kicking out, but yeah, I don't know. I'll have to dig into that a little bit more. Yeah, I just don't know. I think in the last few, it's been getting a little worse here on this end of me receiving you. So I possibly have something to deal with there, and antenna or feed line would certainly be the part of it that I have to deal with, because the amp was drawing the amount of current it always does, but with 120 feet of probably 115 feet of coax, I got enough loss that maybe it doesn't look bad enough to dump the amp out, even if it's an open circuit up there. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, that's probably what I would think also. The amps on the 1296 thing is pretty tolerant. I've never kicked mine out. Mine's never kicked out one time. So I don't know that I've ever done anything wrong or had a VSWR problem, but I assume I have. Anyway, who knows? But yeah, with 1296 and open or shorted feed line, you can get just the right spot in the line, and it doesn't show up as anything bad. And then I've got a little capacitive coupling that makes it even better. Anyway, I'm sure you'll sort it out, but I can guarantee you I did not hear you at all. I did not hear N6RO either. Not a trace of you, not a trace of N6RO. Both were 600-watt amps. Over.
Yeah, well, we'll have to, I'll have to get into that. Like I say, I've troubleshooting I've got a hard failure on the 222, so I'll got to troubleshoot that. And then the 1296, I just kind of have a feeling things aren't as good as they could be, so or good as they were. So I'll have to when I get Bob to go up the tower, we'll probably dig into the 220 or the 1296 stuff as well.
Alrighty. Let's see if Lee is in there tonight. Lee, I wonder if you've been listening to this whole rag shoe about feed lines and VSWR. AF6 United, AF6U in Watsonville area, K6MYC. Well, I guess we didn't leave him out because he isn't there.
Boy, I really thought he'd be here tonight. He said I thought he said he'd be here tonight, but for sure he'd be on Thursday night. But I think we did a little work on one of the circuit boards for his radio, and I got a message back that his 847 was back in action, so he's hoping that it's going to be better than what he's been using. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, did he hardwire around the switch, or did he find a new way to switch it on and off?
Well, that's a whole rag chew, but effectively we replaced it with a brand new switch.
Well, that's good. We found one that would go in there and fit in the same place, huh?
Yeah, actually, it's the same manufacturer. Everything was the same except the button was a little shorter. And then, of course, we were going to swap the two, and had a little trouble getting one of them off the board, and ended up damaging the switch there, so we replaced both of them. And I tried to move the long snouted part over to the new switches that were a little shorter, and that didn't work out either. So we put two of the short ones in there, and he did something to make them work just fine.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're there.
K6MYC, KW6S, AF6 United. Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you fine. And I'm glad you got the 847 working there. AF6 United with KW6S, K6MYC. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, well, just listening to Tom tell you the trials and tribulations of getting this beast back on the air, but it's back on the air, and I'm happy for it, and I'm looking forward to being here tomorrow night on 432 with a little bit better signal than what I've had recently. Go ahead.
Good. That'll be wonderful. And you're very loud here tonight. No problem copying. I think all the other guys are over on 10 meters tonight, so I'll see if anybody wants to say hello to you and Tom here. But I suspect they're all over on 10. Anybody want to say hello to Lee and Tom, K6MYC?
KM6SRR. I'll say hi to Tom. I'm not hearing Lee.
Go ahead.
How you doing, Tom? KW6S, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Boy, you're really down tonight for me, Rob. But I have a bit of a noise level here tonight. That might be part of it. But we can make the greeting. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Okay, Tom, this should be better. I was looking for Lee and forgot to move it back up. When you came in weak, I said, got to point at you. Anyway, good to hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was better. KM6SR, KW6S, back to you, Mike.
Okay, Lee, you want to give Rob a report even though we can't hear you momentarily?
Yeah, okay, KM6SRR. I switched the antenna up a little bit more in your direction. Maybe it's enough for you to be able to at least hear a faint copy on me. KM6SRR from AF6 United. I can hear you tonight. You're coming in okay.
Did you get any of that, Rob?
No, I can hear somebody in there with a noise, but I can't make out any words or anything there. Over.
Okay. Okay. Well, he's just still got the dirt problem in the way there, Lee. But, yeah, you're pounding in here. He's copying you, Rob, but he had moved the antenna a little bit to peak on you. Got a little more signal, but obviously still not enough for the 50 watts versus the 1500 there. Hi. All right, Lee, thanks very much. Good luck, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on 432, and the same for you, Tom. KW6S for your final. K6MYC and the Bozo Net.
Hey, Mike, there must be a cave or something from Lee's direction over here that captures his signal into the dirt. That's the only thing I can figure is going on, KM6SR.
Wow, you came up really strong there, Rob.
You came up real strong for him, Rob.
Yeah, I was trying to answer, but you talked on me there, Mike. Yeah, Tom, you came up good too here.
Boy, somebody must have moved that bread truck that was parked on the path.
Hey, Rob, do you...
Yep, I guess, or else you drove over here real quick.
You guys doubled.
Rob, do you hear me now? KM6SRR, you came up almost to S3 here. KM6SRR, AF6 United. Guess not.
Yep, I guess not. He's up to, you're up to S3 over there for him, Rob.
Went from S2 to S8 for me.
There you go. Did you copy that, Rob?
Yep, I'm just being quiet. I get tired of getting stepped on. Over.
Okay, I thought you wanted to respond. When you get an S2 to S8 report, you can always respond. I wouldn't want to keep you from confirming that.
Yeah, I was getting back to him when he turned it to me last time, and you ended up talking over me, so I'm just going to sit by and listen.
I have not talked over you tonight, have I, Tom?
I'm not sure I would know.
I'm not talking over you, am I, Rob?
Well, when I stopped talking to Tom and when I responded to him, you were talking, so it must have been a double there. Anyway, Tom got the right answer.
No, I probably picked it up so fast it sounded like a double, but I wasn't talking over you. I heard you pick it up and Tom back to you and so on, so hopefully we didn't pick it up too quickly here. I might have been a half a second ahead of you. Anyway, 7-3, Tom, Lee, we'll see you tomorrow night. Both of you guys on 432, I hope. The 6MYC and the Bozo Net going up toward the Bay Area. We are up to the lower part, KD6SOK. How's your noise tonight, Fred? Okay, a couple more degrees. WB6JNN, how about you, Jim?
WB6JNN, good evening, Mike.
Yeah, nice signal. Very good copy. And I heard you the other night on 1296, but the conditions were really poor. But I could hear you. And at times you were Q5, there was just so much QSB, you'd be up and then you'd be gone, over.
No, you weren't very strong here either, so it just was a bad night. I don't think I ever saw you over S3.
Yeah, well, that was a bad night. I copied everybody. I did not hear Tom. I don't know whether Ken N6RO was in there. I'll find out tonight. But Tom said he called me several times, but I never heard a peep out of him. And I worked a lot of stations that were weaker than Tom by a long shot. I heard KM6SRR up in Meadow Vista, and he's always very weak here, and a few others, but I did not hear a trace of Tom with his 600 watts, so I think something's more than a little wrong there. Anyway, good to hear you, Jim. And how long has it been since you've been able to fly a plane up there?
Well, I can look at them in my file here, but it's either been windy or raining, and neither of them, none of my planes work well in the rain, for sure, and especially the balsa wood ones. And the wind they're too late for the wind because I can't use the big planes in the park. They don't allow that in the city, but yeah, it'll come. WB6J and
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's been cold here, although the last week before this would have been nice weather. It was in the high 60s and a touch 70, I think, a couple of days. I think you had some days that were pushing 70 also, and not much wind. You might have had some wind over there that kept you away. I don't get the wind that you sometimes get over there. All right, well, listen, I'll let you go. I don't hear Fred in here. Let's see if AB6SR, Stan, are you here?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Here.
Go ahead, Stan.
Yeah, okay, Mike. K6MYC, AB6SR. Bit of dusting of snow up on the ridge. Do you remember Montebello Ridge up in the Cupertino Hills, Mike?
Yeah, I think you mean up above Los Gatos there?
Yeah, well, up above us there was just a tiny dusting, but above the Cupertino Hills there it was a little bit more. In the old days, if you go out around Stevens Creek Reservoir and then go up Montebello Road, it goes right up to the top of the ridge there. That's where most of it was, up above Cupertino. You could see it this morning. It was really quite nice. So a bit on the cool side here, but we can't complain. We had a pretty decent day. Only a slight skiv of a shower or two. Bit on the cold side, but after the last few days, we had 3 inches of rain since we spoke on Sunday evening. So that's what's happening here. How about you? Back to you.
Yeah, well, over the last 5 or 6 days, we had 3.5 inches. But just in the last rain, last night and yesterday, we had 2 1/8 or 2.1 inches. So overall, about 3 inches, and a little about 3.5 inches over the last 4 or 5 days. Not too bad, and it's getting quite wet. I've got a little water in the pond, but no water running down the stream into the pond. Over.
Yeah, well, it rained and rained here yesterday and the day before. So I don't know what to say. Thankful, as you were saying to Jim, it was nearly 70 degrees last week. I was out turning over a little patch of ground in the garden and got quite warm, but winter again. Oh, by the way, Rob, KM6SRR, he was about 5 and 6 when I heard him a few minutes ago, so pretty good signal from Rob. Nothing much else. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR.
Okay, very good. Let's see if Rob's copying you. Rob, did you get the report from Stan there, over?
I think at that time I was still trying to peek on him, but I did hear him a little bit at the end here.
Go ahead, give him one more shot, Stan, and then he can give a report and shoot it back to you.
Yeah, Rob's about 5 and 6. Good signal with me. Perfectly readable. Back to you.
Copy that, Rob?
Yeah, I'm hearing some words, but with the noise, I can't make it out there. So I think that's probably as good as I'm going to do tonight. It's not as good a propagation as we sometimes have. Over.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for the report. Anyway, Stan, he's got a little noise here. I don't know what he's hearing. Is it power line noise or what, Rob?
Might be a neighbor with a solar thing. I'm not sure.
Okay. Alrighty. Anyway, Stan, good to hear you. I'm holding on planting the seeds. I'm waiting for the first little break in the weather here, probably at the end of this week. Maybe by Sunday or Monday I'll be able to plant some seeds here. I'm looking forward to that. I probably should put them in a pot, pre-start them ahead of time, but I haven't felt like even going outside and getting the pots. Over.
Yeah, I think you should. Mine are they're about 2 inches high now, the seedlings, but I think it would be wise just to hold off for a bit until the weather warms up, then put them in the ground if you want. But this weather, I'd be a bit lazy with tomato seedlings at the moment, Mike. Back to you.
Yes, okay. Very good. We're trembling with anxiousness here. 73, Stan. I didn't hear you on 6. Did you try to get me on 6? I was pointing your way.
No. I fell asleep on Monday evening. That's why I wasn't on 6. Back to you.
What happened Monday evening?
I fell asleep.
Oh. Merlot got to you, huh? Okay, no worries. Well, I did have to come to the barn, but I was using the 8 element at 100 feet. 8 element Yagi at 100 feet, which isn't bad. It's probably not quite as strong. Although the guys said I was very good in all the reports I got, everybody said I was doing very good, even though I was running a little bit less power, about 11 or 1200 watts out of our M squared solid state amp that I have here in the barn. And the FTDX 110. FTDX 10 was what the radio is. But I had pretty awful audio for some reason, and it sounded like the radio was being overloaded audio-wise, but it was coming right out of its own speaker. So I didn't try putting a Bluetooth on it because it's in a totally different location here. It isn't within 10 feet of where the other Bluetooth is, and I have to reach around and disconnect all the power cords and all that, so I didn't mess with that. Anyway, I did have it on, and I worked quite a few people, although the turnout was a little light. 7-3 for now, Stan, and we'll catch you Sunday night, maybe sooner. The Alpha AB6SR. SR stands for Stan something. What's your last name?
Roberts.
Well, that's where the SR came from. I was thinking about the other night in bed. And I thought, well, that's dumb. That must be his initials.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, very good. Morning, good evening again. URZ Bay Area, Bozo Net. Anybody else? K6MYC. W6PQL, Jim?
Don't hear him.
I don't either. We have several missing. KB6BA, KA6UYH, K6KLY, KD2T, KD2D. I don't know what the hell Mark's called anymore. I forgot it. Rob, what's Mark's called?
KT2G.
KT2G. Thank you. Who was that?
That's your PQL guy.
Well, that PQL guy over there that is quiet. Good evening. Take a transmission. I'll peek on you.
Okay, very good. And good evening, Stan.
Yeah, good evening.
We're 18 inches for the year. We got about the same as everybody else got here in the Bay Area. But looking at it for the last 5 years, that's maybe a couple of inches below the yearly average. I doubt very much that we're not going to get it by the end of the year. At the end of the rainy year, I guess. That's end of March or so, or April, something like that. But anyway, we're in good shape. And the snowpack is pretty good. In fact, the avalanches are pretty good too. They lost either 6 or 9 people up there. I forget what they said on the news, but apparently avalanche caught a bunch of them up there. Some of them were able to dig out, and others are still up there in place and deceased. But I guess they're getting snow up there. All righty, that's it. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, where is up there on the avalanche?
Well, that's up there by Tahoe.
It was Castle Peak, I think, near Donner Summit, Jim.
Yeah, is that Tahoe?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They said northwest of Tahoe, but I think the area was called Castle Peak. I don't know it.
Yeah, they were skiing in the backcountry, weren't they? They were just, they were away from the highway some.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah, I think that's we don't get avalanches very often. I don't think it's been several years since I've heard of somebody passing away and dying in an avalanche in California.
Well, these folks were up there skiing and having a good time, but they were a little bit ahead of things. Usually what happens is they get all this snowpack, and they must have been up there already because the highways were closed. 80 and 50 were both closed going up there. And that gives everybody a chance to bring out the howitzers and cause the avalanches so they don't happen by themselves. But they didn't have a chance to do that. It was still snowing.
Yeah, that's too bad. I know they're prepared for that. They can make the big booms. I know they try to maintain a good safety level up there. That's bad PR when you have that happen. Okay, well, you're good. Did you I don't think you work Steve down there on 1296, did you, last night?
No, I didn't work him. He wasn't on. I could see him in the waterfall if he was on, but I didn't see him or hear him yesterday, so we don't have to score that one. Everything was very weak, and that seems to be happening on all bands. Have you had a chance to check your feed lines, Mike? I know that you're okay on receive, so the preamps are doing you some good there, but you could have some attenuation on the transmit side. Either that or I've got trouble on every band here, because it's pretty much happening on every band. Are you using the same feed line, or are there different feed lines going up to your antennas?
Every antenna has its own feed line. In this case, 1296 is 1.25 inches for the bulk of the outside run. I've got about 20 feet outside the building that's LMR 400 or half-inch hardline, and then it goes into the 1.25 inches to the top of the tower, and then a short jumper. Well, a long jumper in this case, probably 20 feet, 25 feet, 30 feet. It gets all the way to the feed point of the 2M19XXX, over.
Yeah, all I'm saying is it might be worth checking what's getting out at the other end before you go up the tower, because like right now, even on 2 meters here, your S5 used to be 20 over. Just something to think about. All righty, that's my comment. Over.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I don't have any VSWR, and I'm getting out 1500, and you sound the same to me. Actually, it's better tonight than it has been, over.
Yeah, well, that's the preamp helping you out there. You've got mass-mounted ones, correct?
No, not on this band.
All right, I can't explain that, but the other bands, I think you're mass-mounted, and that would make up for any feed line loss that you've got over there.
Well, the 1296 is definitely the best preamp I have, and it's the only band I have a preamp at the antenna. On 432, the preamp is in the system, but it's 100 feet from the antenna.
I'm going to be checking mine out this year when the weather clears and it's okay to work outside. I'm going to make sure that I measure all of the feed lines that I've got going up there. I've got separate one on each band, and most of it is half-inch, LDF4, except when you get down a little lower, I think on 432 I've got LMR 600, and then there's no reason to use anything bigger on 2 meters. That's probably LMR 400 if I remember right. But anyway, I'm going to be checking mine out this year for sure.
Well, mine is easy to check out. I just have to have Frank here long enough in a healthy condition where we can do it. On 222 and 432, I run 1 5/8 for about 150 feet to the base of the tower, and then half-inch or 7/8 hardline the rest of the way up to the top on both bands, over.
I thought you had like hundreds of foot to run out there to your antennas, or was that just on HF?
That's HF, yeah. The run that's 220 goes from the backyard, or from the shack, if you will. Out of the shack, it goes for about 30 feet of 7/8, and then it transitions into an underground run of brand new 1 5/8 the whole way, no connections, no junctions, no nothing. Every bit of 150 feet of that, and then it comes up at the base of the other tower. It goes under the road through a tunnel and up on the other side, and it goes into the big junction box where the preamps and the relays and all that stuff are. But the only band I have relays on or preamp on is 1296, and that's where the preamp is, and then 7/8 to the top of the tower. Over.
Okay, well, I'll be checking mine. So that's going to be my maintenance for the spring for the radio stuff. 73's Mike, K6MYC, W6BQL.
Now, Roger, on 6 meters, I would guess that even though I've got less power out of the transmitter, I'm running your amp on 6 meters, so it's probably making, I'm trying to push it to 1500, but the feed line is 900 feet of feed line. About 600 feet of that is 1 5/8, and the rest of it's other stuff. But it's a long run. And then this one, from here out, is LMR 400 for about 30 feet, and then up the tower with LMR 400, I believe, 90 feet up, and then into the 6-meter antenna, which is at 95 feet. 6M8 GJ, and the guys were reporting that I was as strong on this antenna as they hear me on the big one up on the hill, but I think it's just I was running about 1200 out here and 1500 in the shack, but the feed line difference is about 700 foot of difference. Over.
Okay, all noted. Just still doesn't explain why we have such trouble now that we didn't used to. I used to hear you on 10 watts on 1296.
Yeah, well, 1296 is possible that I've got a transmit problem. It just doesn't seem to show up in the VSWR. It's very flat. And I keep thinking it's going to be a problem, but so far so good. Anyway, when we get better weather, the tower will probably come down and we'll do some real up the tower. We've got a man lift that goes right up there, right to the right to the top of the tower when it's down all the way, and we can get into the power divider right there and make sure it's all good. All 8 antennas are getting full power. Over.
Okay.
All right. I haven't heard Mike for about a week now. KV6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Mike, are you here?
K6MYC, KV6 WFC, 46 degrees here and rain overnight. How you doing, Mike?
Okay, very good. 46 degrees is warmer than it is here. We're probably down in the high 30s right at the moment. It's pushing toward freezing tonight. I think the guys up in Coursegold are going to have freezing and some snow. I don't know if it's going to snow here, but we could have it. It's not impossible at the temperatures we're running in the air here. It's been cold for 3 days. Good to hear you, Mike. Sorry we didn't hear you on 1296. We listened and called, and so did Jim. I think Jim looked for you, but we couldn't hear anything from you. K6KLY also called you on 1296 last night. Over.
Okay, yeah, no, the daughter was visiting from Boston, so that took priority. So, but anyway, she's gone. She's back in Boston now. So I'm back on the radio.
Okay, well maybe we'll see you tomorrow night on 432. 7-3 for now, Mike. Thanks for getting in here. KB6WFC. Is there anybody else in the Bay Area before I move up to Oakley? K6MYC.
Thanks, Mike.
Betcha, Mike. 7-3. I guess that's it. All right, over to Oakley. Here we go. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO. How copy?
Fine. Good copy. Heard nothing again from you last night. Not a trace on 1296.
I listened for well over half an hour, and I could occasionally hear your voice, but I could never copy anything. And I made contact with Paul, who was also trying to check in, and he heard me just fine off the side of my antenna. So I know you've got some rotor problems down there, but I tried. Tonight, let's see, high temperature was 52, and dinner was no rain today, by the way, although we had an inch of rain on Monday and Tuesday, both nights about the same 1 inch of rain, and there's more coming tomorrow. Let's see, what else? Nothing new to report on contests, except that we're getting ready for the ARRL CWDX contest this weekend. Holy moly. The other problem I had this week, I had no internet for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Verizon 5G failed somewhere in their system. We think it's a problem with the cell site that it's on my property. I'm a landlord for them. And they're sending me a new router just in case it's the router. My IT engineer came out last night and did a lot of troubleshooting and talking with the Verizon technicians, and they've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. It's all over my head. K6MYC and 6RO.
Yeah, you and me both. Okay. Well, I still think there's some issue. As I worked KR6MR in Meadow Vista, and I heard traces of K6WIS, but the path for me on the direct path is very poor. I don't know whether he was in there on the bounce path, but I heard all the other stations in the Bay Area that I normally hear, they were down a little bit, but I heard everybody. KD6SOK in Cupertino was in. I heard WB6JNN and KB6BA and W6PQL. And K6KLY was calling everybody, and K6KLY called you over and over and over again. Over.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just band conditions. My antenna is pointed where it's supposed to, where it's indicating, and very low SWR and full power, so it must be the band conditions affected by the weather. I think the rain and the storm stuff that's going on is inhibiting propagation. Over.
Okay. Let me explain something to you, because you're new to these VHF and UHF microwave bands. A tiny bit of water in a feed line or an open coax connector at the right place in the line can still show you a very good match. You have said exactly what Tom told me tonight. He's running 600 watts like you are on 1296, and he could hear me a little bit, but he had no signal here at all, and nobody else heard him, and we called and called and called. He was called by K6KLY, he was called by me, and there's just no signals back from him at all, and he could hear me a little bit. But that's it. But he says, I got a perfect VSWR. Well, okay, but there's something, you can get that on these bands with some feed line loss. If you have feed line loss of 100 feet of coax, and then you have an open or a short, or some combination of an open or a short, with a little bit of capacitive coupling to the antenna, like a bad connector, one drop of water in the connector, and you're dead on 1296. Over.
Yeah, understand. Well, I think we'll have to wait for dry weather to see if things improve. Even on this band tonight, you're not your normal strength, so the same condition may be existing on all of my UHF antennas. But that's life in the wintertime.
And what did you find on 222?
I didn't mention 222.
Did we work you on 222? I can't remember.
Yes, yeah, 222 was fine, and 6.
Okay. Yeah, because Tom was dead on 222, but he had an amp problem there. It was tripping out, and he couldn't make any power, had a high VSWR, so he had a separate problem on 222. But he, like you, has full amps on all bands, but he knew what the problem was on 222. The other one that's a head scratcher is the 1296. But since you guys have essentially identical systems as far as equipment, and you could only hear me a tiny, tiny bit, and you couldn't be heard at all, which is very typical when you. And I've got good ears because I got the preamp with a 0.8 dB noise figure right at the antenna, so I hear really well on 1296. If I turn the preamp off, I lose signals altogether. If anybody isn't quite strong, I don't even hear anybody without the preamp, so I hear really well with the preamp up there. But I may have some feed line loss, and we talked about that with Tom. I may have some feed line loss on 1296. I do run 1.25" hardline, but there's some jumpers in there, and so I could have some problems there as well. We'll check that out when the weather gets better, like you. Thank you, Ken. And we'll see you tomorrow night on 432. That was good. See, the funny part is you're perfect to me. Here tonight, I don't hear anything bad on your signals. You're not bodacious. But I can't tell the difference from a bodacious night to a good night. You're full quieting here. Got the background noise shut right down to nothing, and it's just you talking over.
Yeah, okay. Well, the thing is, I talked to Paul on 1296, and I was plenty loud, especially when I pointed at him. So he heard me just fine. That's 3 or 4 off the side of my 35 volts. So I don't know. We'll find out when things dry out. See you tomorrow morning at 6:00.
Yeah, I was just going back and forth with the antenna. Here I am clear up at 340, 330, 330, 328, 318, down to 310, and down to 308 or 307. Any difference in there?
You're way down from what you were a minute or two ago.
Okay, well, I put it back to a 315. It's way off axis from where it should be, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, the band is just not normal, the way I see it. It's very, very slow, but very deep QSC.
And I'm not seeing that on you. It's weird. Okay, see you tomorrow night. We'll see what 432 has in store for us. AM, again, N6RO, okay, 6MYC up to Sacramento.
11. Yeah, the magic of VHF.
Let me see, Rob, are you copying Ken up there?
Yeah, I tried peeking on him to get a better signal, but I think this is probably as good as I can get. How you doing, Ken? N6RO, KM6SRR, over.
Yeah, Rob, I'm barely hearing you about Q3, but I do hear you.
Okay, well, I guess I'd work in a pinch. Good to hear you there. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, things are not normal on this end anyway. But we'll press on. N6RO clear.
Okay. Very good. We'll see you tomorrow. Ken 6RO, K6MY going to Sacramento.
KO6 IQR 1189.
I'm sorry, damn it. For some reason I get wrapped up with Ken and his issues there. Sorry, Mario. IQR 1189, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I won't let you forget me, don't worry. As soon as you're done with Ken, I'm on the trigger.
You should be. I will do that. I get wrapped up, and I just I got into. There was a long period of time where there was nobody from N6RO all the way up to Sacramento, and then all of a sudden we got you, and we got John, KD6WVL, and occasionally W6WZZ. And we used to have N5NPD. We should have N6BCC, but he hasn't got his S2-meter antenna working. But I haven't heard BCC or N5NPD for quite a while. He's gone to work, and he's going to bed early, I understand. So, but there used to be nobody in that area. I would always work them on the other way when I was going to the Bay Area coming up. So that's why I keep forgetting you guys. Anyway, good to hear you, and I'm sure that John is in here as well, KD6WVL. K06IQR, K6MYC.
All right, Mike. Yeah, thank you. I was supposed to get my 9700 today, but this dang snow and storm got all the shipping out of whack, so I'm going to have to wait another day, apparently. I can almost taste it. But I did get this little amp working. I figured out what it was the other day when it kept kicking off. Apparently the cat control from the USB cable when I was doing FT8, it was messing with the output, so now it's back to working the way it's supposed to.
Oh, very good, very good. So you are capable of about 300 plus?
Yeah, it puts out just over 350.
That's nice. Is that TE systems or something else?
Little Taiwan, it's a JM. I got it on DX Engineering. It's really meant for, I think, like a mobile setup. It's kind of small, but it's actually pretty good. It's got a digital display on it and, all kinds of safeguards and whatnot. So, but it puts out pretty decent power for 15 watts in.
Yeah, not bad. It's probably an LD MOS, and one of the lower power LD MOSes. Can't hardly even buy them anymore over here, but I think they're still making them over there for that market. Those guys in Japan and places like that, they can't run more than 500 legally.
Yeah, that would make sense. So yeah, but I think this is the biggest one that they sell stateside, I think, on the market. I got it at DX Engineering of this version of it. But it works pretty good. It wasn't too bad either. It was like $600, and does the job, and it's very, very compact. It's like about the size of it's a little bit smaller than the 991 Alpha, believe it or not, just a little bit longer, and it fits right in my little go box like it was meant to be.
Wonderful. It run on 12 volts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, volt and 13.8 volt, and it pulls maybe about 30 amps.
Yeah. Okay. Probably could be a good mobile amp.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's probably what it's designed for. I think it's designed for a mobile. Just the form factor.
Roger, I used to have a TE systems that I ran in the car. Ran a pair of stacked hole loops on the car and 350 watts, and that's a real killer system. I worked all over the state of California with that. I'm listening to Senator John Kennedy talk to me in the earphone here. He says, not even duct tape can fix stupid. What do you think?
Well, yeah, duct tape can fix a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them.
There you go. Well, stupid means you don't keep your mouth shut. If you can't keep your mouth shut with duct tape, it can't fix you.
Yep. I wish we could duct tape about half of California right about now.
He's a crack up. Okay. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid.
Oh boy. All right, Mikey, I'll let you guys get going north. K06 IQR is going to be clear. Thanks to Mike, K6MYC.
Okay, let's go to John here at KD6WVL. John, how about it?
K6MYC, KD6WVL, 1179. Yeah, I noticed the band's really up and down.
It's probably because I'm not pointed quite right at you. Go ahead.
So, no, I checked in on another net, a GRMS net, and I noticed it was really scratchy and up and down, and I'm pretty close to the repeater, so it's kind of conditions, I guess, but you're sounding good as always, Mike.
Yeah, well, you're doing fine here, and you're right in the right direction here at 306, 307, so I was off of you a little bit, but not much. Mario's blasting in here with his new little amp. Did you hear him talk about his little amp that he got from TX Engineering, puts out 350?
Well, I did. It sounds good. You know, I have a TE Systems amp. I need to get it in line. I think it does about 240. I need to get that thing rolling.
Now you're going up and down. He was steady, but maybe he was so strong I didn't hear it. I missed what you said about the 240. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying I have a TE Systems amplifier also, and I think it puts out about 240 watts over.
Really? Because I thought they had one that was 250. It had a 150 watter and then a 350 watter. But maybe they've added something in between there. Doesn't matter. How old is that TE system?
Oh, it's old, Mike. It's probably 20 years or better.
Okay, well, it supposed to put out 350, I think. I don't think they made a 220. That's the one I had in the car. I ran it for several years. It's about 10 inches wide and 12 inches deep and about 3 inches high, right?
Well, I believe this one was supposed to be around 150 watts. But for some reason, we bought two of them, myself and a friend, and I was the lucky one because it seems to put out quite a bit more.
Oh, I'll be darned. Yeah, that's unusual for a solid-state amp at 150, 160 to put out 200 plus. That's unusual. So it sounds like something different has been put in the final. Maybe a different transistor or a pair of transistors or something. All right, I'll let you go, but good to hear you, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll be better conditions on 432 than we have had. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to find the problem that I have on 432. I can't do it alone. I have to wait for Frank, W6BBS, to get here. And with the weather and all, he may not be able to get down here because his driveway is washed out. So we'll see what happens. May just have to suffer with 400 watts like I did last week. 73 KD6 WVL K6MYC. Good evening.
73 Mike in the net, KD6 WVL.
Over into Sacramento, KJ6KFB. How about you, Darren? KO6KD, K6MYC. 756. I hear you. Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead, Darren.
Good evening, Mike. A little bit of a rough coffee, but I heard you in there. Kilo Juliet, 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, 756 for attention.
Okay. It didn't quite give me quite enough time to get you tuned in, but I think I'm on the peak here. KJ6KFB, good to hear you. Sorry we missed you last night on 1296. I assume you were not there.
Yeah, I was there, but yeah, you just didn't hear me.
Well, the band's really fading. All of a sudden, the band's come apart on us here. It was real solid and stable. Good signals from Los Angeles. Now up your way, it's really getting flaky. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Darren. Good to hear you. KJ6KFB. I'm trying to find a peak on you, K6MYC.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yeah, conditions are what they are. What can I say? It's one of them days where the antennas don't match the path that you Juliet 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo.
Okay, KJ6KFB. Maybe something slipped here. I was going to have somebody check it here, but I haven't had any help over here that's got eyes. And I've got you up at 330, 334, and I'm normally getting you better at 324 degrees, so I don't know why we're off so far tonight. 73, Darren, and thanks again for checking in. Maybe we'll hear you tomorrow night with your 70 watts on 432 there. Hopefully we can hear you tomorrow night for a propagation check, if nothing else. AJ6KFB, K6MYC, 73.
Yes, indeed. We will try for you tomorrow night if everything goes right.
All right. Very good.
See you later, Mike.
73, Darren. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Here we were. on frequency tonight.
KE6ILX, I hear you, Jeff. Pretty good signal, but I'm not pointed at you, so give me some chatter and I'll peek on you. KE6ILX 96, KE6MYC, over.
Yeah, I've got you there pretty good. I do a little back and forth, but kind of the best I've heard you. Yeah, we are in the mobile, Charlie Mike 99, and still running the TV with 350 and just a single loop on top of the mobile.
Well, you're doing pretty good. That's the best I've heard you from the mobile there. I don't think you've got the Yagi. I think it's still a whole loop on the mobile. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's still a single loop on the mobile. When I spoke...
Okay, well, you're doing okay. It's about Q4 and a half, let's put it that way. You're almost 100%. Good to hear you. You must be in a little better location. Are you fixed, or are you moving in the mobile, over?
So when he was making them, he did a lot of different things. Like this one, he hot rodded for me, and if I hit it with full smoke, I get close to 400 out per head.
I'm having a little trouble now because of mobile flutter. Very, very multipathy and fluttery with that quick mobile flutter. Pretty good signal on the last one, but let's see if Rob did any better than I did. Rob, did you copy what he said?
Nope, I'm trying to find him.
Okay, Rob can't find you either, so it's just conditions are falling apart on us, Jeff. But great to hear you, and a little better signal tonight than I've heard the last couple of nights. Last times we've heard you. 7-3, and hopefully things are going okay for you there. KE6ILX, Charlie Mike 99, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, things are going good. Now that it's snowing, I'm not in Nevada. I'm spending a lot of time in Nevada.
Anyway, 7-3 will talk with you from KE6ILX.
Okay, 7-3, and always happy to have you check in from Charlie Mike 99 there whenever you possibly can. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. KE6ILX now, KR6MR. How about it, John?
KO6KD776.
I hear KO6KD776. Good evening, Bill. Go ahead.
Very good. Good evening, Mike, and everybody else. Good evening to Jeff. Haven't heard him in probably a year. So anyway, good evening, everybody out there. I'll get out of the way and let you get to John because it is getting late. 7-3 for now. Catch you guys in the morning if my antennas are still up. We're expecting very heavy winds here early in the morning. K6MYC from KO6KD7.
I missed your comment about early in the morning. Big fade. You went right down on me, and I can hear you, but you're not giving me enough chatter to get my ears adjusted to that signal level, over.
All right, well, anyway, that's all. 7-3, I'll let you get out with the net. 7-3, KO6KD.
Okay, well, I had to move the antenna back. See, I was all the way up for Jeff. This should be better for you. How about that?
Yep, that's a little better. Band is up and down. Heavy winds coming in this morning. Hopefully my antennas will still be up, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. 7-3, KO6KD.
Okay, very good. I'm moving the antenna to peak on you now. You're coming in a direction that's normal. A lot of other people are skewed tonight, so the band is all screwed up. I'm copying you right where I normally would. This is a peak on you, and you're at 328 or 327, right where you should be, over.
Well, I always try to be right where I'm supposed to be, but I don't get any extra credit for it.
What about John this morning? let's see if I do have John in here. KR6MR, John, are you here?
Roger, Roger. KR6MR, Bozo.
I pushed the wrong button and went the wrong direction, so I missed it. John, just getting back in your direction. Give me more chatter.
Yeah, okay. You're pushing the wrong button there. You're still swinging too far west. Come on back. Okay. It should be getting a little bit better now. KR6MR. Currently 35 degrees outside, 46 degrees in the shop. The rain on the storm is 4.96 inches so far. Over.
Well, we got 2 inches total over the last 4 or 5 days of 3.5. About 3.5 inches in the last 4 days, but we went 2 days with no rain, and then overnight last night and yesterday it rained another 2 inches. Over.
Okay, well, you got your 2 inches. That's good for you, I guess. We might get some snow tonight. We'll see. The weatherman said we needed snow last night, but it did not. I just want to go in the house and warm up. K6MYC, KR6MR.
Yeah, big QSB, but we're copying you through it, so you're up and down with huge BSW with the QSB swing here. Okay, 7-3, John. We'll look for you tomorrow night on 432, and hopefully the band will be more stable. But I guess with these weather conditions, this is the best we can expect. Hi. 7-3, and it was good to catch you on 1296 last night. There was periods where for Q5, but very short duration. Hi. 7-3, KR6MR, K6MYC.
73, Mike. KR6MR, back to that.
Okay, let's see if I can hear Reading, Charlie, November 80. Reading, Charlie, November 80. KD6 Sugar Whiskey or KO6HS? How about it, Rich? KD6 Sugar Whiskey, over. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6, Hotel Sugar. KO6HS. How about you, Jerry? Any copy? K6MYC. KO6HS or KD6SW, K6MYC, calling and listening. Over. I'm not hearing much, Rob.
Can you hear Prather?
I hear Prather like a ton of bricks, Mark.
How you doing, Mike? K6MTS 680, over.
Got 680. Thank you very much. I wish I could hear Reading. I'm going to zip up to the Nevada boys and get them quickly. Hang in there a second or two, and then we'll be finished up here. Pretty slim tonight, but difficult conditions this last half hour. It's just gone to hell on us. Early in the evening, things were good. LA was pounding in and all, but then it just went to hell, at least in that direction. So maybe it's a northerly, southerly thing that's bad. South was good, north is bad. Hang in there. Okay, one more try for Reading, a KD6SW or KO6HS, K6MYC and the Bozo Net. Over. Oh, 145. Boy, are you weak. You are well water weak. Well, water weak, but we got your 145. Very, very weak, Rich. But thank you very much. Let me see if I can hear Jerry. KO6HS. KO6HS, K6MYC. Over, Jerry. I heard you. Barely readable. Barely readable. We got your 230. I heard that raspy voice of yours, Jerry. Thank you very much, guys. I won't keep it. Very, very marginal conditions tonight. We're probably in a null as well, but very marginal conditions, so must be a big weather front that's screwing things up in between us here. 73 Jerry, and 73's Rich. KD6S, KO6HS, and KD6SW, K6MYC. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being there. Over. Yeah, he was in there. Boy, oh boy, that was thin. All right, anybody else before I go to Nevada? I haven't heard KW6T for a while, but he'll be back one of these days. Okay, I'm going to Nevada. Here we go. Okay, KD6BQ, KD6. Oh, he's not going to be here tonight. He said he was going to be gone for 2 weeks, so he's gone. So we either got Larry or maybe we have Reno, Nevada. Let's see, N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. See if we have any propagation there, Eric. K6MYC, over.
K6MYC from N7DHZ, 1193, 1193, over.
Roger. I hear you're 1193. You're about readability 3. Readability 3, but we got you all okay and you're all checked in, Eric. Thank you very much for being there, holding up your end of the bargain. Hi. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu for your final. K6MYC, over.
73, Mike, N7DHZ.
73, Eric. Okay, KE7UQL, KE7UQL. How about you, Daniel? K6MYC. Daniel may be snowed in here. Let me go all the way to the limit here. I'm going to make little short calls. KE7UQL, K6MYC. Over. Come back 5 degrees. KE7UQL, KE7UQL. K6MYC, over. Back again, another 5 degrees, KE7UQL, KE7UQL, K6MYC, over. Okay, I think he's snowed in, Rob. That might be why we're not hearing him. And Larry would be in here if he was here, but his 2-meter antennas are all screwed up, so he's not excited about getting on too. So I think that's it. Eric, if you're copying 73s, my friend, thank you for holding up Nevada end of the bargain tonight. Hi. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, 7373, K6MYC.
73,
Gotcha. Again, you're very stable tonight. No QSB. It's just weak. 73. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go back to the Bay Area quickly, and then you can go get down and get Eddie if you want here, Rob.
Okay, we'll do. Yeah, I even heard Eric's voice in there a little bit, but couldn't make it out.
Yeah, he was there. I'm in the Bay Area now. Bay Area. Last check. Late checks are missed. Bay Area for the 2-meter Bozo Net. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie, calling and listening.
Yes, here is WB6WNI, done with dinner, 1090.
I got 1090. Lo and behold, there you are. Good evening, Gary. Good to hear you. WB6WNI, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, it's suddenly, well, I wanted to say suddenly, but it's kind of funny. It did stop raining, and I guess it's more of a surprise that it stopped raining, but it probably will start again. But anyway, it's much more chilly tonight. Not much, not much going on. It's been very quiet. The rain keeping us indoors. Like I think you probably half the people you talk with today. Keeping indoors thanks to the rain. But we'll see how it goes. That reminds me, however, I better check the 432 antenna before tomorrow night in case these winds have rotated it around. So it's about the only thing I need to worry about before tomorrow evening to make sure it's pointed your way. K6MYC W679.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and have not Rob, but Frank and I will look at the 432 system tomorrow and find out if we can figure out what's going on. I'm only able to run about 400 watts on 432, although we did work you last week. I think we heard you. And I'm hearing everybody, but just because I have the preamp out there near the antenna. Anyway, good to hear you this evening. We won't keep it. We're a little shy of people here, but we finally got enough people to make it look reasonable anyway. We'll let you go, Gary, and don't feel shy about checking in the morning. We had a couple of new guys that have been checking in. One guy's over in Hayward. I think you were in here the other night other morning when Hayward was in. Kilo Foxtrot 6, Victor Bravo. In Hayward, Jerry. And then we had Stephen in Idaho. We had Larry up there in Oregon. We had Mark in Montana. And we did have Bill, KO6KD in Roseville, and also WB6GGY in Twainhart, although I haven't heard Phil tonight. He thought he might be in here tonight, but I'm sure I would have heard him if he was there. But his antennas are covered with snow, and I think that's why he can't get on. It trips the VSWR when he tries to transmit with the antennas covered with snow. WB6WNI, K6MYC. If nothing else, we'll see you tomorrow on 432.
Alrighty, Mike. Yes, I did listen to the band. I should do what like Jerry did, do the quick in and out, because sometimes I've got things going for the class I teach in the afternoon. But the signals have been very good, so I should just check in, tell them I'm just going to say hi to everybody, and not to feel bad that I'm running out again because I have to prep material. But yes, I think you're like Jerry, Larry, and Gary. Boy, you can make your own net there, Mike. Anyway, 73 for now. K6MYC W679.
Yeah, we actually had Utah in there. So we had Utah, California, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana in today. So that wasn't bad.
No, and I asked Rick, who is, 1244. Rick, who you talk? I told him if he has 40 meters, he should try it, because he's fully retired. Said the band is hot. Anyway, Mike, 73 will maybe make a quick check-in tomorrow morning and then 432. Anyway, have a nice evening. K6MYC W679.
Okay, thank you, Gary. 73s, and we'll look for you in the morning if possible, and certainly tomorrow night on 432. WB6WNI, San Jose, Campbell area. And one of these days we'll get K6QFO again in here. I think it's 613 Mike, over.
Wow, you amazing. The only reason I remembered 613 is he's a neighbor, so I have to remember that. Well, yes. The flea market is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. I'll remind him, or if I hear him on 146.52, I'll tell him to check in. Anyway, 73 for now.
73. Okay, Rob, go ahead and call Eddie. I'll go ahead in that way.
Okay, KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by. KE6BK, are you on tonight, Eddie, for the 2-meter Bozo Net?
KE6BK, N6SWR, W6PYP, anybody down south, late checks are missed, K6MYC Bozo Net. All quiet on the western front, Rob.
Yep, well, I don't know about quiet, I got a lot of noise, but...
Mark is in here, so let's say hello to Mark. We got Aaron in here probably. Did you hear poor old Ron's sob story with the celery? No, not celery, whatever it is, Celebrex or no, whatever skin disease he has over.
Yeah, that was quite something. That must have been kind of scary for a while. When they isolate you like that, you go wondering what the heck's going to happen to me.
What did I step into, huh?
Yeah, maybe literally they were thinking, huh?
For sure. Anyway, Mark, how are you doing?
Doing all right, guys. Good to hear you. Hello, Rob. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Mark. I'm trying to peek on you here. Hopefully I'm sounding a little better.
Actually, I think you were strong. I didn't look at the meter before, but you sounded better before. But anyhow, I hear you okay. I got you about an S2 or so right now. I suspect both of you guys, Mike and Rob, got some pretty good precipitation. We got just over 3 inches here.
Well, last night, the night before, 2 inches. 2 1/8.
That's not too bad, though.
Oh, I'll take it. Just a little tiny bit of water in each pond so far, but nothing running in the creek yet.
Can you see any of the higher mountains around you, Mike? There's Sierra Peaks or anything that's got any snow frost on it?
Oh, yeah, we can see all that. Snow's down to, I'm guessing, about 4,000 feet. We could see Judy looked out the window today and said, boy, the snow's way down, but I don't think it was much below 4,000 over.
Yeah, I think it was a little more. My sister's at top of the 4-lane, so they're like 43, 4,400, and they got about 8 inches. And then we can see Black Mountain. We're right across from Black Mountain here, which is just about 3, and it's got frost on top. And then there's Burrow Mountain behind that, which had a lot more. So I guess if it precipitates tonight or tomorrow, we might get some at this elevation, but it sounds kind of iffy.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to rain or snow or do something over the next couple of days. I don't know exactly when. All I know is when the rock is white, it's snowing, and the rock is wet, it's raining.
There you go. Hey, did you hear about the backcountry skiers up in Tahoe there that I guess 8 of them are dead?
Oh, I didn't know the number. I knew it was 6 or more, but I didn't know. Yeah, I heard about it, but boy, what a disaster. That's a shame.
Yeah, 9 of them are dead, and they can't find the 9th.
Yeah. I saw a comment from a guy who was with a group that came out on Saturday or something, and I guess these people who went up, they were with a backcountry tour company. I guess Frog Lake or something. It's north or northwest of Tahoe, and they went back there to the hut. And they went in on Sunday or something, I think. And it's like, why are these guys even going in? Everybody knows there's big storms are coming. Everybody knows the avalanche, the warnings are super high. And it's like, what the heck are they even doing going back there? So it's crazy. Yeah, 8 or 9, maybe 9 it sounds like, Rob, if they can't find them. And then 6 survive. But holy crap, there's going to be some... I mean, aside from all the grief and loss of life and stuff, I mean, there's probably going to be some lawsuits there.
Bad PR.
Yeah, really. I think that company's done.
What was the company's function?
they're like a backcountry tour. I forget the name of them, but they're they're like there's a lot of little companies that they do backcountry ski tours. They take you back or they helicopter you back or whatever, and they got these huts set up back there. So they're professional guides basically.
Not quite professional enough, or they should have been looking tighter at the weather, I think. Anyway, that's a shame. Listen, I'm starting to get really cold in here, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I got the heater blowing my legs, but it's creeping up on me. Not the warmth, but the cool. So I'm going to get out of here. But Rob, Mark, 73 to you. Aaron, 73. Thanks for the stream tonight. Question, you mentioned something the other day that confused me. The only thing you get from this shack is the direction I'm pointing. In other words, you do not get any information from the 9700. Is that it, Darren?
No, that's we're connected to both. It's just that we don't go through the computer to get to the 9700.
Because it's got its own connection?
Yeah, that's correct. But the computer in the barn, the only thing that computer in the barn is doing is talking to the rotor controller. And then so from the computer in the shack, I'm connected to the computer in the barn to get the rotor, and then I'm connected directly to the 9700 in the barn.
Okay. Both going up the same piece of cable, though, to the house, huh?
Yes, because I believe Frank put a little network switch out there to split the line that we originally ran out there. But yeah, it's all coming back over that one wire that got installed.
Okay. I'll believe it if you tell me that. Okay. Very good. Anyway, 73s, and again, thanks for getting it all set up and running there. Are you getting any check-ins, any verbiage on the chat page?
Not tonight. It's been pretty quiet.
Somebody else had a comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, WB6JNC.
Well, hi, Dane. 107. Good to hear you.
Yeah, I got carried away watching curling on TV.
Watching whoming?
Now we're watching the Olympics, and they're doing curling, which is, if you've never watched it, a bizarre sport.
It's bizarre, it's boring, but it's bizarre, yes.
Yeah, I can remember having to go up to Canada, and all of a sudden you'd be in like a sports bar, and curling would be on, and that one guy in there would be looking at the waitress only at curling.
Whoopee, huh? I've done it a little bit. Somewhere I did some curling, but it's always funny to have the other guy out there with a brush, making the thing roll slightly different.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Peggy is, for some unknown reason, all of a sudden become enamored with curling.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Well, listen, I'm going to close the net. You guys can continue here a second. This is Mike, K6MYC, Bozo 47, in Delta Mike 07 Delta Bravo, closing the 2-meter Bozo Net on February 18, 2026. Good evening, all, and carry on. K6MYC. Good night, Rob. Good night, Mark. Good night, Aaron. Good night, Dane.
7-3, boys.
Put on your WB6JNC.
7-3.
Good night, Mike. Good night, Aaron. K6MYC and K6US. I got a count of 37 tonight, Mike.
37. That seems to be a number that keeps coming up regular.
Well, it's a good age to stick at if you can.
Well, it's my birth date. I was born in 1937, so it's one of my favorite numbers. Okay, 7-3 all, K6MYC pulling the cork.